I will give immediately the floor to Mrs. Ana Gomes as chair of the delegation to present the main findings of this mission report. As we have a very short time frame, I will really ask Mrs. Gomes to try to keep 10 minutes, and then all other colleagues, the coordinators and other members, 2 minutes, please. I will be very strict with the time in order to everybody could speak this morning. Mrs. Gomes, please.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. And first of all, let me also welcome the Minister here. That's exactly what we want, to continue engaged with the authorities and the stakeholders in Malta to indeed clarify many of the matters that need to be clarified, as anyone reading the report that we made of this mission can see. The report is fairly descriptive of what we went through. And let me also welcome, of course, the three sons of late Ms. Daphne Caruana Galizia, and I share, as all of us, your condolences addressed to the family. The report, as I said, is fairly descriptive. We know of what the context, what we made, what we were told in Malta. Of course, members prepared themselves, got information, asked questions, and got answers. And what is also important in the report is the second part, where we state our main findings, so I will spare you from reading them now, and we make recommendations. Recommendations to the authorities of Malta, recommendations to the European authorities, because of course what we are dealing with in Malta is not just concerning Malta, it concerns us all. It's about the European Union as a whole. And it affects us all in the sense that it has implications for, indeed, for instance, anti-money laundering or money laundering, corruption, and so on. So it's a matter of general concern and even, I would say, of our own security. I think my statement now at this stage is probably more useful if I state the facts that came out of these contacts we had in Malta. First of all, that there are two people that were exposed in the Panama Papers and that were object of on Maltese FIU reports, PEPs, so politically exposed persons, members of governments, who stay in government. One of them is a minister, Mr. Mizzi. Another one is the chief of cabinet of the prime minister, Mr. Schembri. That is a fact. They are people seen as corrupt throughout Malta. There are FIU reports that have been leaked into the public that document that, and there was no action on that, at least from the police. The police and the Attorney General did not act on these FIU reports, that some of them are public. And there are, nevertheless, 5 ongoing judicial inquiries, which I point out, if they conclude that there is elements, will need to be followed up by some police action. In these 5 judicial inquiries, one is being blocked by the government. Exactly, it was initiated by the then leader of the opposition, is being blocked by the government. It's exactly on these politically exposed persons that were exposed by the Panama Papers and by the FIU reports. Of course, another very tragic fact is that Ms. Daphne Caruana Galizia was assassinated, and she was a main blogger, journalist, exposing corruption, and in particular exposing some of these people that were also exposed by Panama Papers. In the meantime, 2 days after we left Malta, actually, the material authors, or the suspects of being the material authors of assassination, were found. They are under arrest. If nothing happens to them, they will be brought to trial, and I hope they will be able to clarify who ordered the murder, because it's obvious that people from the criminal world were behind this bombing. The question is who ordered the bombing and what was the purpose. It's disturbing that the family complains that they have never been informed. They were not informed, namely, that these material authors had been caught, and even a certain aspect related to the natural interaction between the family and the investigative authorities has not occurred. Another fact is that a former Maltese commissioner, Mr. John Daly, that was forced to resign for very serious corruption, bribery allegations, despite the fact that he was the object of a very serious and detailed Olaf investigation, and also of a own Maltese FIU report, nothing happened to him, was never charged, and indeed he was made an advisor to the Prime Minister. And it's particularly important because often in Malta we hear interpretations that there is a tit for tat, a political dispute between the two main parties. But actually this person belonged to the Nationalist Party and became an advisor to the Prime Minister of the other party. So establishing why there was no action, what's the connection, is really very important, and this has never been done. Another fact, Mr. Ferris, a major whistleblower, which we met, was an FIU investigator, was a former police investigator, was dismissed, asked for whistleblower status that exists thanks to the current government in Malta. But 2 months have passed, and despite our own pressing with the Prime Minister, with the Chief of the Police, that affording him protection and his family was really important, 2 months have passed and he still doesn't have whistleblower status, and there are reports that he's been asked to first disclose to government the information that he has in his possession. Another fact, there is a sale of passports, nationality. It's in a program called Individual Investment Program. There are evidence that there is a very corrupt business that involves, for instance, the company Hanley and Partners, Nexia BT, that they are involved as well, Panama Papers revelations. To this, we asked, we didn't have a list of awardees of this IIP, despite the fact that in Malta, normally a list of people naturalized who are given nationality via naturalization is published. Why is this not clearly stated publicly? Who are they? It's disturbing, and we have asked for that. Didn't got that so far. Another fact is that there is a very disturbing relation between Pilatus Bank, with the bank at the center of this whole investigation as well, and Azerbaijani PAPS. I must say that last night, some of us, I mean, actually the first hour of this day, we received the communication from Pilatus Bank. I had no time to go through in detail it. I'm sure that the members of the delegation will analyze it. But the fact is that this connection is there. It's even acknowledged that the business model of the bank is quite unsustainable. So this is a fact, and it should worry all, and in particular the government of Malta. And another fact, the Anti-Money Laundering Directive number 4, which was supposed to be enforced in all member states since June last year, is still not being implemented in Malta. I could refer to many other facts, namely the libel cases abroad in foreign jurisdictions against Maltese journalists, that of course with the aim of gagging them. But I would just end saying I have questions. I would like to ask questions if we would have time, namely to the Minister who very importantly came here to engage with us. I don't know if I have questions now. If there is an opportunity, I'll ask these questions. And they are related to these facts and to the answers that the answers they should provide. I just would ask one question at this moment. Mrs. Daphne Caruana Galizia published a chain of leaked emails on the 31st of May last year that was showing that His Excellency the Minister here, also the Prime Minister and other members of government together with Enlian Partners, which is the company that operates this sale of passport scheme, were threatening financially ruinous legal action in UK courts against Ms. Daphne Caruana Galizia. It's weird that there is this conspiration, so to say, of national authorities with this corporation to threaten an independent journalist and a blogger. How could this be explained? That's the question I raise, I leave with the Minister. And of course there are many other questions, but I don't think that in the 10 minutes that I was given I can put them now. Thank you.
Thank you.